Hey, how you doing? David Taub here with Epic Guitar Instruction. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar and musical journeys are going famously. Today you're going to learn the song Sweet Child of Mine from Guns N' Roses from their 1988 debut record, Appetite for Destruction. And we're just going to do a nice, easy strumming version of this song. And everybody loves this song. Most people know the words, and you'll be a big hit at parties. And even if you're early on in your guitar journey, you'll be able to play a good part of this song and have some fun with it. Now, on the original recording, the song was recorded in E-flat tuning. All right, now I'm in standard tuning, so we're going to do this lesson today in standard tuning, low to high, E, A, D, G, B, E. Because I know most of you are probably in standard tuning and you don't want to tune down. But if you want to practice and play along to the original recording, drop your strings, each string a half step. Now I'm going to show you a pretty accurate representation of the song with all the little extra chords and stuff, and you could opt to leave some of that out if you want to play a very basic version, and I'll go over that as we go along. But basically the chords you're going to need for the song are D major, C major, G major. You can play it like this with 4 fingers, or what's more accurate on the record is you play this G fifth, like this, leaving out the second finger and muting the A string by letting your first finger fall over. A major, E minor, you're going to need a B7 chord, and perhaps B5, power chord, and A minor. And if you get a second, please subscribe to the channel. That really helps us to keep bringing the content, as well as then you'll be notified when we have new lessons up. Leave a comment below. Let us know what lessons you'd like to see coming up. And if you like the video, please click the like button, give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for your support. And I'm going to show you a bass strum pattern that will work with most of the song. And then, like all my lessons, I'm just showing you the basics. You certainly want to, try different strum patterns, put your own spin on it. So the intro of the song is the same as the verses as far as the progression. And that progression is just D, C, G to D. Okay, now the intro starts off with that famous guitar lick, but since we're just playing acoustic, I would just play those chords probably 2 times through and then come in with the first verse. And basically you're spending 2 measures per chord, so it'll sound like this, and then I'll explain the strum. Plays that progression in the intro on the record 3 times, and then it goes into the first verse. She's got a smile, it seems to me, reminds me of childhood memories. The first verse is the same as the intro. It's just D, C, G, D, but you play it 2 times through. The strum pattern we're going to use for a lot of this song will just be a simple 8th note feel, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3, 4 and. So on the first verse, if I say the words, I can't sing it, it's way too high out of my range. If I slow it down and just show you where the chords change, it's she's got a smile that seems to me, change to C, reminds me of childhood memories, where everything, you change to that G, fresh as a bright blue sky, back to D on sky, starts over, now and then, when I see her face, she takes a seat to that special place, and if I, geez, here too long, I'll probably break down and cry, back to D, 2 measures. Now there's 2 verses in the song and they're both the same. The second verse is she's got eyes of the bluest sky, as if they thought of rain. Same exact progression. Verse 1 goes right into the chorus. The chorus, whoa, 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 sweet child of mine. Whoa, oh, 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 sweet love of mine. The progression for the chorus is A, whoa, then quickly you go to a B chord, B5, and then C, sweet child of mine. And on that D is 2 measures. Let me play it for you like that, because you don't necessarily have to play the B chord. The B chord is in there in the record, but you might not be able to grab that quick, that B5. So you don't have to play it. I'll show you both ways. So this is the first chorus. Second chorus is exactly the same. The third chorus, he does the same progression, but he just does it twice. Let me play it for you once, like in the first and second chorus, it'll sound like this. right? Then it goes into the first guitar solo. So let me explain what I'm doing there. On the A chord, we're going to do part of that strum pattern. We're going to go down, down, up, up. Then you quickly change to the B5 just for one downstroke. So basically you're doing most of that strum. Down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down on that B5 chord. Then C. Down, down, up, down, up. And then D for 2 measures. Right, real slow. And a D for 2 measures. Now, like I said before, if you don't want to play that B, you don't have to. I'll play it without the B. It'll sound like this. Just doing the full strum. Down, down, up, down, up on the A and the C into the D. It'll sound like this. Right? So if you're more early on in your guitar journey, you don't have to worry about going to that B5. And if you want to play it more accurately, you can play it either way. If you're having some challenges with your chord changing, right? Because so much about good chord changing, it's about the technique. I'll tell you what, I could really help you with that. Click on the link in the YouTube description box below, and I'll send you a video lesson with my 6 critical chord changing tips. It's an extended play lesson. It's not on YouTube. It'll really get your chord changing on point. It's packed with tips, technique, and exercises to blast your chord changing to the next level. I'll send you the video lesson, and also I'll pair it with an ebook that has chord charts in it, more lessons, more exercises. It's a great 1-2 punch video lesson and ebook. Send them to you for free. Just click on the link below. So far, we have intro, verse 1, chorus, and that goes to the first guitar solo. The first guitar solo, you just play basically the intro progression, the verse progression, that D, C, G, D, but just play it one time through. And that goes right into verse 2, same exact as verse 1. That goes into chorus 2, same exact as chorus 1. Then there's the second guitar solo, which again, you play the same chords as the intro again, D, C, G, D, but this time he does it twice around. It's a little bit longer. And that leads to your third chorus, which is a double chorus. So you play the chorus chords 2 times through, the progression twice. And there's one little change at the end of the chorus. Again, it's in there. You don't necessarily have to do it. What he does is he throws in a D sharp chord here at the 6th fret, like a D sharp 5th at the end. It's very subtle, but it's in there. Again, I want to try to be as accurate as possible, and you can have the choice of whether you want to play it or not. So the very last time with the chorus, basically the 4th time you're playing it in this double chorus, is this with the D sharp. Into the long guitar solo. The other thing I did differently on that D chord the last time, I did the first, you remember you do it 2 times, down, up, down, up, and then the second time I kind of built it by doing all downstrokes. That's easy. That's just 1 and 2 and 3 and then your D sharp. And these are 8th notes, straight 8ths. And then we got to get to the chords underneath the guitar solo. Because we're just doing this on one guitar, you're probably not going to be playing the guitar solos, so it's your choice. I'm showing you the chords that are underneath the solo. So if you want to just play them instrumentally as you're playing the song, or you can skip over them and just, skip right to the next verse or the next chorus after that. Again, you have lots of choices. That's what's so awesome about this instrument, right? All these wonderful, awesome choices. You just did the double chorus, right, which is the 3rd chorus. That goes into the long guitar solo. The chords change there. In that solo, the chords underneath are E minor to C to B7 to A minor for 4 times around. Let me play that first. We'll use the same strum pattern just so you could hear it. I'll only do it 2 times around so it's not too redundant. It'll sound like this, just so you can check it out. Okay, he does that 4 times. Now, the 4th time, the final time on the A minor chord, he's going to hold that 2 times, 2 measures, and use the downstrokes again. Right? And it's because they're building again, because the chords change a little bit, and he goes into a more intense part of the guitar solo. So I'll play the last time. So here's the 4th time through that change. It'll sound like this with the double on the A minor. right, and that goes into the next part of the solo. I changed the strum a little bit to differentiate it. You could use the same strum. I'll show you a little different strum. So the changes here in this second half of the solo are a little different, and they're going to do these same changes over half of the outro too. So you got to get this down. Even if you don't play the guitar solo chords, because it's in the outro of the song. It's E minor, G, A, then B, C, D, G. All right, let me play it for you, then I'll go back and explain it. So here's the second half of the solo. Instead of doing it 4 times, I'll just do it twice again, but he does it 4 times. Okay, so first thing I did differently, you could use the down, down, up, down, up strum. That'll work fine. But I wanted to change it, so I used the chucking. That rhythmic kind of chuck where the pick hits the strings the same as the fleshy part of your palm. See? Not even using this hand. That's the sound you want. And all I did was the same strum, down, down, up, down, up. But down, chuck, I put a chuck on the second down, chuck, up, chuck, and another one on the third down. That's kind of the technique. I'm just holding E minor. Okay? So, that changes E minor, full measure, G, full measure, A, full measure, B, C, D, G, one hit each. All right, and he does that 4 times around. And then it goes into the outro of the song. And the outro of the song is the lyric lines, where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go now? Okay, and there's 2 progressions there, and then the last 2 lines. They're very similar. So basically, let's break the outro in half. The first 3 lines, the progression is E minor, G, A, and then C, D, and G. All right, let me play you those first 3 lines of the outro. This is right before he goes into the 4th line, which is the I. That's how you can tell the difference, okay? So for the first 3, and I would probably continue with the chucking, and then we'll open it up and strum louder and not chuck for the second half. This change in dynamics, very important, so the song doesn't sound the same all the way through. So the where do we go now? So here we go. That part, the first 3 lines of the outro is this. Alright, notice I held back a little bit. We're quieting it down a little bit. That's the first 3 lines of the outro. The next 3 lines of the outro is the I. Where do we go now? Where do we go now? Those progressions for the next 3 lines, it's the same thing almost. It's E minor, G, A, B, C, D, G. It's just like we did in the guitar solo, the second half. It's that progression, and I would do it more with a full strum. Almost done because there's only 2 more lines in the song. Where do we go? Where do we go now? Now. I'll show you that because it's a quick series of chords. You don't have to play it because it's a little tricky. And then where do we go now? Sweet child of mine, and he's holding the chords. So the last 2 lines, E minor, where do we go? Where do we go now? And then he goes like this. He goes now. Sweet child, of mine. Okay, let me play that record tempo. It'll sound like this. Just the last 2 lines. those last two lines, full measure on E, full measure on G, full measure on A, E minor, D, E5, B flat 5. So just take your B5, back it up a half step, B flat 5, A, G, and then you're back to E minor. For the last line, G, then we get to the A, hold it, C hold, D, let ring hold, E minor. And a couple things you could do to really dress up the song a little bit, and they kind of do these types of things on the record too. In the verses, like when you get to that second D chord, right, I'm adding my pinky to the high E string at the 3rd fret, D sus4, and I'm taking away my second finger out, open E string, D sus2. So on that D chord, you could embellish with the D sus2 and D sus4. You could also throw in other embellishments, like on the C chord. Right, and there I'm adding my pinky to the B string, adding a D note, or I'm taking my first finger off, making it C major 7th. Right. Something else you could do, very easy. Again, they kind of do things like this on the record. Maybe start to arpeggiate it. Right, so even if you do the same strum, down, down, up on the ups, just hit a couple strings instead of the whole chord. Doesn't even have to be exact. Just want to get that flavor on each chord. Right? So you could do strumming and arpeggiation. Again, it's another little thing to really add variation to make it a little bit more interesting for the listener, as well as to make it more fun for the player. That's you! If I play it just one time with some of that, it might sound like this. Fun song to play on the acoustic, you know, to catch that vibe. You'll be surprised how many people know the lyrics to the song, even though they may think they don't know them. They know them, and it's such a fun one to play. So enjoy it. Remember, subscribe to the channel. That helps us to keep bringing the content, and then you'll be notified when we have new lessons up. And click on that link in the YouTube description box, and I'll send you my video lesson and ebook on essential chord changing techniques. It'll really get your chord changing blasted to the next level, and I'll send you that for free. Just click on that below. And I've been getting a lot of emails and posts from viewers that want to donate to the channel, and I just want to let you know I so much appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. Really means the world to me. So I was thinking about it, and if you want to donate, why not get something back for your money a little bit as far as some more lessons? So I'll tell you what, I'll put some links in the YouTube description box for some of my very inexpensive mini courses, $1.99, $3.99, maybe $5.99, $9.99, stuff like that. Really inexpensive, but packed with lessons and value. So if you want to check those out, I'll put links to them below. And thank you so much. Again, I really appreciate your support. And stay tuned. I got tons more killer lessons and content coming up. Totally stoked about what I'm going to bring you in the future. Keep up all that hard work on those guitars. Keep having fun with them. And remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. Take care and rock on.